Hello, hello. Happy new moon in Capricorn. It is a moon hour on Saturn night, technically the 18th of January, and we have a new moon at 11:51 a.m. Pacific Standard Time at 28 degrees. So, yeah, this is a loaded new moon in Capricorn. And when I say loaded, there's so many conversations that the sun and moon are making with this stellium in Capricorn. So Mercury and Mars are actually at the same degree at 26 degrees, and the moon is at 28 degrees. And so there's this giant reset, this renewal of Capricorn energy, which has to do with our reputation, legacy, our goals, ambition, like sustainable plans that we have for ourselves, that we resonate with, that we align with. Because Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, is still in the sign of Pisces, finishing up the last few degrees of his cycle in Pisces at 27 degrees. And so there's a loud conversation or a tight orb between the new moon and the other Capricorn planets to Saturn and Pisces. They get along. Water and earth are able to create something tangible. And so along with Neptune in Pisces, which is the modern ruler of Pisces, there is this potent energy of like wish fulfillment, dreaming bigger. And when they move into Aries, this is going to gently push us forward. Like Neptune and Saturn are both energies that don't necessarily go very fast, but there is a dissolving quality to Neptune, which will, remove anything that is not authentic, that is not needed, that no longer is useful to our soul. And that's on a collective level as well, like an emotional collective level. And Saturn brings discipline and structure. And with Saturn in Pisces, this has been 2.5 years of learning how to protect our energy and develop our spiritual discipline. And so there's this collaboration between the Capricorn new moon and all of the other energies in Capricorn, Mars and Mercury, and Saturn in Pisces, and Saturn being the ruler of Capricorn. It's super important because the moon is answering to Saturn, which is in Pisces. And then we also have Uranus at 27 degrees of Taurus, retrograde, but it's also in an earth sign. There's an unobstructed flow of energy between Capricorn and Taurus. They're both earth signs. And so Uranus, which brings the energy of sudden events, unexpected disruptions, dismantling. Uranus also removes anything that is no longer needed, that is obsolete. So the new moon making these conversations, the new moon having these conversations with Neptune and Uranus, which are energies that remove things that are no longer necessary, is allowing us to make room for new opportunities, new collaborations. And this is also happening when Venus has just entered Aquarius. So Venus is our values, relationships, our finances as well. There's a mutual reception between Venus and Uranus because Venus is the ruler of Taurus and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So they're on the same page. They are in agreement. Venus in Aquarius is more attracted to progressive ideas and platonic relationships. And this is going to help with building this new legacy, this new reputation, working on these new and exciting endeavors that will help us break away from these overbearing authorities that are losing their power. And so there's so many supportive energies that are in the works right now. Uranus, all the trines to Uranus are going to help us break away from what has been proven to be no longer beneficial, what has proven to not be beneficial for us and only a select few. And we're not falling for it anymore. So there's the Venus-Uranus trine that happened a few days ago on the 15th, which I consider to be rerouted preferences. And so this could show up in a lot of different ways where maybe you came across some new information that, that has you choosing a new path where you break away from your old job that has not been fun to go to, where maybe the people that you work with are not so nice, and that something needs to change. And so you are presented with this new opportunity, and it might not be in the same industry that you've been working in for the past 10 years. So you veer, even if you have to take a pay cut, it's a lot more fulfilling. So these kind of scenarios can be popping up, and with Uranus involved, these are situations that are like blessings in disguise. And it may not seem like it, but there's something inside you, like your soul wanting you to take this risk or take this chance and see it through. Like this Saturn, this Capricorn energy, this Capricorn stellium energy is really encouraging us to like work hard and commit to these new adventures, because we're listening to our soul, we're paying attention to so many things inside of us, our inner voice. Sun trine Uranus happened on the 17th, which could have been out of the blue brilliance is what I'm calling it. So just these sudden amazing ideas that you can possibly put into motion, especially with the resources that we have now. Like we have access to so much more information, and we're able to use these new tools, this technology, in our favor. And like if there's any kind of possible blockage, there's always going to be some sort of workaround that is searchable, that's easy to find. So we are way more resourceful than ever. So there's really no reason why we can't do what we want. There's no reason why we can't pursue our dreams and do what we love doing. And I consider this new moon like a new legacy of real integrity. So we're building this reputation, this new legacy based on real integrity, not something that has been pushed on us or something that we've inherited where we have felt obligated to fulfill, walk in the footsteps of our previous family members. And it could be on the flip side where you resisted following the footsteps of your grandparents who owned a farm, and now you really appreciate the value in the hard work that goes into taking care of the land. And so, I mean, this kind of 180 is happening to everybody. So, and we all are on our own timeline, so there's no rush. Like, actually, this is the time that, even though we're moving into yang signs, which is forward moving with the fire horse year, there is also this element of slowing down and really allowing our responses to come through, our somatic responses, and paying attention to those inner guides and tuning out the distractions. And so we have to slow down and be present enough to be able to take in those particular messages, whatever they might be, whether they're through dreams or animal sightings or any kind of messages. I mean, there's even a lot more divinatory tools, I guess you could say, that we can lean on. And actually, speaking of, I did pull some cards related to the full moon, the new moon, asking what is the most important information message that would be useful. And the first card was the Ace of Cups. And so this I consider to be, it's a one card, which I consider correlating to Saturn as being like the body, the flesh, where we are, navigating as this human, this one individual. And one is also new beginnings. And so this new moon is, of course, new beginnings in the first of 2026. And the Cups card is a card of, or a suit of emotion and love and trust and faith. And I feel like it also represents both Saturn and Neptune at the same time. Neptune being 0, so the 1 and the 0 in 2026, 2026 equals 10. So 1 being new beginnings, individuality, independence, and 0 being the void, but also limitless possibilities, limitless potential, and connecting and collaborating and trusting, having faith in the intentions of invitations that you're receiving, and really appreciating the appreciation that you receive, and trusting that there's a goal of inclusivity with these new collaborations. And so along that same thread is the element of forgiveness. Neptune, being the ruler of Pisces, is all about oneness and forgiveness, and knowing that everything happens for a reason, and really going forward with faith and being able to navigate from overflowing cup so that we can give to others and at the same time receive. So it's a great energy of building a legacy or reputation of real integrity and dignity. I also pulled the Four of Wands, which you can see that there are fruits growing on the vines there. So this is fruitfulness, joyful mastery, and these are people that are walking together toward their castle, their empire. There's like groups of people congregating. And so this is community that has been working for the same goal. There's like this stability, this communal support, and communal and unconditional support. Like none of us really know exactly where we're going, and so there's this unconditional support that we are giving one another, because we're kind of like we're all in the same boat. But we just, we might not know where we're going exactly, but we know that we're going forward. We're not turning back. We're not repeating the past. We're not doing the same soul-sucking work that we had been doing over the past, who knows, like so many generations. So we're like being one another's unconditional cheerleaders. And then I've pulled the Three of Cups in the past, and once again it was at the bottom of the deck, which is celebration. And so we can look forward to more of that. I mean, that's again like filling our cups and being in community. And actually I just went to a new moon circle today with a handful of amazing women that I've been celebrating these solstices and other celestial events, and just going to these really cool offerings with some fellow astrologers in the Bay, and just amazing high vibe women. And Gemini Brett and his wife Anna held the space, and it was a small circle. I mean, it's just started, so there was like maybe 6 or 7 of us, and it was perfect. Like that's actually the amount of people that I can really take in at this time, especially. But yeah, in-person community events just give a whole other level of connection and the energy. So definitely keep an eye on those. And with the trines to Uranus, these are supporting us and encouraging us to break out of our self-isolating routines. Like I'm guilty of it too. Like I can be entertained with my cat and just dilly-dally all day long. But yeah, it's great to connect and have a nice meal afterwards, especially in Berkeley. Like it's a refreshing change of scenery for me. So there's that. And I also wanted to mention how the mutual reception between Venus in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus could be the attraction to ideas around self-care, homesteading, and new financial systems, because Taurus is about money, all about money, and farms and food and values and stability, and like feeding ourselves. So yeah, I really feel like this new moon in Capricorn is preparation for this epic new beginning, where we are actually being led by spirit as Neptune enters Aries a month before Saturn. So this is an out of bounds moon, and it will still be out of bounds as it moves through Aquarius up until when it reaches 1 degree. Yeah, it's considered to be out of bounds at 23 degrees 26 minutes declination. And this is an out of bounds moon, so this is kind of like that energy of a dog off leash. We can have those stronger Capricornian urges to work and build and like do tangible things to help us get to where we want to be. And it'll be out of bounds as it moves through the last couple degrees of Capricorn and just barely into Aquarius. So hopefully that made sense. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to mention. Mercury will trine Uranus also on the 18th, which can, allow us to break free from any judgmental beliefs or patterns or routines. And then the sun will enter Aquarius on the 19th around 5:45 p.m. and Mercury and the sun will then also be conjunct on the 21st. But the sun will meet up with Pluto. So I think I said Neptune is entering Aries on the 20th. That's actually going to be the 26th. And it's going to be Mercury entering Aquarius on the 20th. And then there'll be a big conjunction with the sun, Mercury, and Pluto around the 21st, 22nd. So that can be some powerful energy. Definitely ground, especially with all the trines to Uranus and Taurus. Ground, stay centered, stay hydrated. and yeah, have a lot of grace for yourself as well as the people around you. We're all kind of figuring things out, and also, you know, going with the flow. Like, we have to pretty much surrender while also staying centered and having integrity with every step that we take, every word, every breath, every look, every intention. It's really important to have that dignity and integrity, especially with Saturn in Pisces. And the spiritual protection is real. Like, people, you know, they could be wobbling between reality and fantasy. You know, they could really be like, the uncertainty of this reality can be getting to some people. So it's really important to have a lot of grace for yourself and the people around you. And yeah, it blows my mind how there are people that do not access or choose to not access this kind of information because it alleviates so much concern, you know, so much worry. Like, the stars were placed in the sky for us to use, not just look at, but also use as guidance. Please definitely reach out if you are curious to see how these configurations are affecting your cosmic blueprint. And yeah, I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for sticking around. Happy new moon in Capricorn.